Good afternoon, students. This video is basically a revision video of your recently upcoming test. The chapters in this test are hydrochloric acid or you can say hydrogen chloride, ammonia, chemical bonding and organic chemistry. I will just go through some important portions of this chapter. The first chapter I'll start is chemical bonding. Okay. In chemical bonding, you must remember that a major important portion is coordinate bonding. Coordinate covalent bond is a major important reaction. Its definition, examples, and how bonds are formed. Examples mainly ammonium ion and hydronium ion. The next important portion is the differences between electrovalent and covalent compounds. Okay, among the differences, some points are very important. For example, the point which includes dissociation and ionization. Then the point which says that the electrovalent compounds are crystalline solids, whereas the covalent compounds are gases and liquids at room temperature. Another important point is about electrolytes. You must focus on the reasons behind being crystalline solids, behind being the covalent compounds, gases and liquids. You should learn the reasons. The reasons in these portions are very important. Then another portion is important, that why the ionic compounds are non-electrolyte in solid state but electrolyte in molten or aqueous state. These points are important. Then another thing is very important in this chapter. That is examples of compounds which follow octet rule. Okay, another important part is you should also learn the examples of polar covalent compounds. Examples of polar covalent compounds. The differences between polar and non-polar covalent compounds is also important. Differences between polar and non-polar covalent compounds. Okay, in this type of differences, you have to know how to differentiate between polar and non-polar compounds on the basis of examples. Like Why is CCl4 non-polar and HCl polar? You should have to know the differences on the basis of the examples. Okay. Next, most important part of this chapter is the orbit structural diagram. Orbit structural diagram. How the bond formation occurs in NaCl, all the orbit structural diagrams of bond formation are important in this chapter, but these are of special importance. Then there are certain questions that you will be given the atomic number. For example, it is given that there is a compound A. There is a compound A having atomic number 11 or having atomic number 12, and another element B having atomic number 17. It is said that they form a compound whose formula will be AB2, and you have to show the chemical bonding or the bond formation in forming the compound AB2. This type of questions are also very important for your tests. Okay, this is more or less about chemical bonding. The next chapter will be HCl. The next chapter is HCl. In HCl, the tests of HCl are very important. Tests of HCl, especially the reagents, the chemical reactions, are very important. You can say the main reagents for proving the presence of HCl: AgNO3, aqueous solution, and MnO2 heat. The chemical reactions and the reagents, name of the reagents are important. Next important part is the thermal dissociation of HCl. Its temperature is also very important. The reaction of HCl, the reaction of concentrated HCl with oxidizing agents. With oxidizing agents like KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, these are important. Next important part is that what are the drying agents used in the laboratory preparation of HCl, and which drying agents not used. Which drying agents are not used, such as P2O5. You have to know that why P2O5 is not used as a drying agent here, and you have to also know that why other drying agents are not used and their reaction with HCl. The chemical reaction, always remember, in all the tests, in all the questions in chemistry, chemical reactions are most important. You have to show the chemical reactions in all the questions wherever necessary. Then the portion in which HCl gas is directly absorbed using a delivery tube to form hydrochloric acid. Why back suction occurs in that process? That is a very important portion. Why back suction occurs in that process and how it should be overcome. Okay. Then in the acidic nature or acidic properties of HCl, there is an important point that why aqueous solution of HCl is electrolyte, but solution of HCl in toluene is non-electrolyte. This is very important since HCl is a polar covalent compound and water is a polar solvent. Hence, it helps to break the ions in HCl. As a result, aqueous solution of HCl is an electrolyte. But toluene is a non-polar solvent, and hence HCl cannot be taken into ions in solution. So it is a non-electrolyte. Then the constant boiling mixture formed by HCl with water. Why this happens and why it is not possible to concentrate dilute HCl just by distillation. This is an important point in this chapter. Aqua regia and all of its chemical reactions are important. What temperature is used in the laboratory preparation of HCl? The temperatures are very important in this portion. What temperature is used and why such temperature is used? Why temperatures above this temperature is not used? These all are important here. And the last important, or you can say another small important part, is the collection of dry HCl gas. This is also an important portion. The last important, you can say. Okay. Now the next chapter is ammonia. In ammonia also, tests for ammonia is important. The reagents used are very important, especially Nessler's reagent. Why Nessler's what is the formula of Nessler's reagent and what is the major test, change of color, the chemical reactions, these are important in tests of ammonia. How ammonia used in refrigerants in ice plants. Then catalytic oxidation of ammonia. Next important part is reaction of ammonia with excess chlorine as well as reaction of excess ammonia with chlorine. Both are important. Okay. Then the next important part is reaction of NH4OH with PbNO3 whole to FeCl3. Then FeCl2, ZnSO4, you should also revise those parts also. Those reactions are very important, especially the color of the precipitates and how the precipitates are formed, the observations. These are important in these reactions. Haber's process. Haber's process is entirely the most important part in this chapter. The reaction, the promoter, the catalyst, the temperature, the pressure, why such temperature, pressure is used, all are important. Okay. The reactions of ammonia when it acts as reducing agent. In these reactions, the reactions which involve the reduction of copper oxide to copper, lead oxide to lead, those reactions are very important. Okay, if it is this type of questions may come in ABCD format, like in a flowchart format. It may be given that there is a black colored compound. When that reacts with a pungent smelling gas, it can give a brown residue. If this comes, then the black compound will be copper oxide. The pungent smelling gas is always ammonia. Ammonia has a pungent smell. The brown residue will be of copper. And if the same question is given in terms of buff yellow color compound, then lead oxide is buff yellow color compound. Pungent smelling gas is again ammonia. It will reduce to give grayish lead metal. These may come in the form of flowchart. The chemical reactions in this are very important, very important. Next important reaction is the reaction of NH4OH with copper sulfate, giving a pale blue color precipitate, which on further addition of excess ammonium hydroxide results in the formation of inky blue solution of tetramine copper sulfate complex. This reaction, observation, everything is important in this part. Okay, another thing I must give you the information. I think that sublimable solid, if it is a chloride salt, then this example is NH4Cl. Collection of ammonia gas is also important. Examples of fertilizers. Then, why the reagents which are used in the laboratory preparation of ammonia are used, and why other reagents such as NH4NO3 not used. Okay, and remember one thing, that this reaction of NH4OH with CuSO4, this reaction may come in a flowchart or ABCD format. Means you have to identify A, identify B, identify C and D. The reactions in this type of questions are very important. Okay, this is more or less ammonia. The next chapter is organic chemistry. have to name the alkenes and alkynes based on the number of carbon atoms. Like if there are 2 carbon atoms, then the alkene will be ethene. If there are 2 carbon atoms, then the alkyne will be ethyne. If there are 3 carbon atoms, alkene will be propene, alkyne will be propyne. These things are important. Differences between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons are also important. Then how will you convert ethane to ethylene in one step? These one-step conversion reactions are important. Then the chemical tests to distinguish between ethylene and acetylene. The reagents used are very important here. The ammoniacal AgNO3 solution or ammoniacal copper salt solution. These things are very important. These tests which are used to differentiate between an ethene and ethyne or between ethane and ethene, these things are very important. Okay, then how will you prepare ethane from ethyl bromide? Okay, one thing is important, that in all the reactions or in all the questions of organic chemistry, reactions are important wherever necessary. And another thing is that you have to know the names of all the compounds. Names of compounds are important in this organic chemistry. Okay. The next is reaction of ethanol with concentrated sulfuric acid at 140 degrees Celsius and 170 degrees Celsius. You have to understand differently, 140 degrees Celsius differently and 170 degrees Celsius differently. If you react ethanol with concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees Celsius, then the product will be ether. But at 170 degrees Celsius, the product will be ethene. Ethene, no, any other alkene. If it is ethanol, then ethene. If it is any other alcohol, then any other alkene will be formed. Then convert ethyl acetate to acetic acid. Hydrolysis reaction. Then the reaction of ethene and ethyne with ozone. These products are very, very important. Addition products as well as the reaction conditions. The reaction conditions were very important part. Then another important part is that why alkanes undergo substitution reactions, but alkenes and alkynes undergo addition reactions. Okay. Next is, how will you prepare acetylene Okay, now another thing is important. It is that what do you mean by Bayes reagent? What is Bayes reagent? Bayes reagent is dilute alkaline KMnO4. Conversion of methane to acetylene. Another thing is important, that how will you prepare acetylene with, or how will you prepare acetylene from calcium carbide? Or you can say the laboratory preparation of acetylene is an important part, the chemical reaction, the reaction conditions, the products. All are important. And the last most important part is reaction of ethene and ethyne with Bayes reagent. The colors of the products, the reactions, all are very important here. Okay, these are more or less all the important parts which are present in your recent upcoming test. Students, please remember one thing, that in chemistry all the tests have to be shown with the help of chemical reactions as well as color of precipitates, anything which is given in the book. If it is not given, it's not possible, then it's okay. Otherwise, wherever necessary, all the suitable chemical reactions are really very important. Okay, best of luck for your exam. Thank you.